Good morning, good evening, or even good night! Welcome, ladies and gents, to the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon. Our cast of 35 characters and our amazing director, Mr. Collette, hope that you enjoy our magical show of 6 scenes, starting with Scene 1, Rapunzel, and ending with Scene 6, the finale. Wherever you may be, here with us in Chile, Colorado, New York, Tennessee, or even if you're in Iceland, because of COVID, we encourage you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show from the comfort of your own home. Have fun. Remember to wear a well-fitted mask out in public. Keep at least 6 feet distance between others. And get vaccinated when it's your turn, so you can stay well protected against the virus. And hopefully shortly, you can join us soon at McCall International to watch our performance. Enjoy the show, have fun, and I will see you in a little bit. Goodbye.
Hello and welcome to the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon.
Sunday! 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 It's extreme! See? Monster slaying action as the three-headed pig battles the wolf-filled bot in a bone-crushing cage match of death. They'll huff, and they'll puff, and they'll kick some iron. Ah!
What we're going to do here today.
And then the battle you've been waiting for, Snow White versus Sleeping Beauty in a mud wrestling death match. Who's the toughest of them all?
Hey, stop. We're not doing that.
Flames! Flames!
Weirding them out.
Fine, but I want you to know that you are no longer extreme in my book. No longer extreme.
This is the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon.
That's right. And what we're going to do today is about to blow your mind. You will never be the same. Forget your marriage, forget your children, if you haven't already.
A little background to begin.
The Brothers Grimm were brothers named Grimm. They are dead. But in the period before they died, the Brothers Grimm wrote 209 fairy tales that we know today.
They didn't write them.
The Brothers Grimm did not write 209 fairy tales that we know today. They were frauds. We should dig up their corpses and spit on their bodies.
No, I'm just saying they were the collectors of the stories.
Never mind that last part.
And these stories have become extremely popular. We all know them today.
Of course, they've all been changed by the mouse to feed their enormous-like octopus animation empire, which sucks the life out of existence and crushes your soul in a death of happy, happy songs and talking objects. I can't even speak their name out loud because they're looking for a way to sue me right now. You'll never take me alive, Imagineers!
You know they own Star Wars too.
Ah! They're everywhere!
Okay. What we're going to do for you right now is return these fairy tales to their original glory. We have assembled the greatest troupe of actors the world has ever seen, and
Yes.
Said that.
our actors are so insanely talented.
Mom, how do I mute my camera? I'm on the show and I don't know how to get off. I keep losing out. Oh, here it is.
Anyway, in the short time we have, our crack team of actors is going to perform all 209 fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm.
That's like 3 stories per minute.
Or a different number if you know math. And we're going to keep the original endings intact.
Blood, violence, death, people getting cut open with scissors.
And to make things more difficult, we're going to perform them as they're originally intended, which is
that it's all one giant super mega juicy story.
Are you ready?
Yes! Hold on! I need to throw up.
Well, I don't know when he'll be back. So once upon a time, There was a girl who was raised by wolves and whose mother died in childbirth, and she was abandoned by her father who could spin straw into gold and made a deal with a series of elves if they would help him make shoes. There was also a talking fox in there somewhere.
And she was beautiful.
Because no one cares about ugly people,
Whoa!
point to me an ugly Disney princess.
Snow White.
Literally the fairest of them all.
Not my thing. Sorry. She's got that whiny voice.
Anyway, there's a girl.
And she was poor.
Oh, I am poor.
Dirt poor.
She couldn't even afford dirt.
Dirt for sale, dirt for sale. Hey you, get off the merchandise.
I shall flood the ground with my tears.
You're getting it wet. Stop it.
If only I could live in a boot, or make some deals with elves, or find a talking fox.
Excuse me, but I couldn't help overhearing your tale of misery and woe. Tell you what, I will grant you a heart's desire if you give me one small thing.
That sounds like a great bargain. I won't even ask what that one small thing is because I'm so trusting.
Excellent. I vanish.
What a nice lady.
Hey there, hot stuff. Oh wait, that's me.
Are you a prince?
Of darkness. Oh, that's clever. Now I happen to overhear your tale of misery and woe, and I'm here to help.
Well, actually, I just
sign this one small contract, and you shall conceive a daughter so beautiful.
done.
Mwahaha.
This is a busy street.
Hello there.
You're hideous.
That's hurtful, but I have a great bargain for you.
My stomach recoils in horror as you approach.
I get that a lot. Do you want my bargain or not?
Sure, go ahead. You're probably trustworthy and I'm stupid and don't judge people by their appearances.
Didn't you just... Anyways, I shall make you rich. Rich, I tell you. Greater than your wildest dreams.
Really? Because I have some pretty wild dreams.
This is really messed up. You seriously need help.
I also want a jet fighter with Tom Cruise in it when he was 23 and not into that weird stuff.
He's still into that stuff. He just wasn't advertising.
I want a Tom Cruise clone that I control.
I shall make you rich enough to achieve your dreams. I only ask for one thing in return.
Sounds good.
Don't you want to know what that small thing is?
No, I'm cool.
Very well.
It was a good day for the girl. She fell in love with the prince.
Hey, you're hot.
I am hot.
Let's get married.
Score!
Grew very rich.
Hey, look, I just picked up this giant pot of gold. What are the odds?
Haha! Score!
And she conceived a child.
Whoa, how did that happen?
You see, kids, when a prince and a princess love each other very much.
Through magic. Magic of the devil. And that's where babies come from.
Ah! The baby's coming!
Dang it. I mean, push or breathe or something.
You're not helping.
I'm not trying to. I'm gonna be over here.
The miracle of childbirth.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Focus your anger. Focus your anger.
Ah!
Ah! Yes, sweet. Throw her here.
Give her back.
She looks like you a little.
Years passed, and she grew into a beautiful teenager, Rapunzel.
I want to revisit the name Rapunzel. What about Amber?
That's the name of your ex-girlfriend.
Amber was nice to me. Are you gonna wear your hair like that?
Shut up.
Honey, we're going to have dinner, so wash your hands.
You can't tell me what to do.
Don't talk to your mother that way. She sold her soul to the devil just to have you.
I don't care. I didn't ask to be born. I'm going out.
You're not walking out of the house, young lady.
I do what I want. You don't know me.
I've had just enough of this parenting. I'm going golfing.
Real winner you chose there, Mom.
You don't have a lot of time to be choosy when you fall in love at first sight.
And just then,
I've returned.
Your time is up.
You know, I was in the neighborhood and I was thinking like I forgot something like 18 years ago. And then I was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get that thing from that girl. And I was like, at your house.
What do you want?
Your child.
What?
How many deals did you make?
Just 3. And I may have promised your hand in marriage to a talking rabbit. What? I was young. I needed the money, and the baby, and the prince. But mostly just the money and the baby.
This is why I'm in therapy.
You heard what I said, witch.
For the last time, I'm Enchantress.
Girl, if you can guess my name, I'll release you from your bargain.
It's Rumpelstiltskin.
What?
It says it right there on your screen.
and the little man stomped his feet so hard they broke through the floor. And when he tried to pull them out, he broke in half.
Seriously? That's how I die? I get my foot caught and break in half trying to get out?
Yep.
Haha.
That's gotta be the stupidest way to die ever.
Anyway, Rumpelstiltskin broke himself in half. Do it.
Ah!
I'm not cleaning that up.
Now that little man is gone, I will take Rapunzel.
Excuse me? I'm the devil.
How do you do that?
The devil. I have powers. I've got more to claim than some stupid little witch.
Enchantress.
Whatever, witch.
That's it. Let's go.
Oh, you want some, huh?
Mom, let's get out of here.
Quiet, honey. I'm watching. Go, devil. Expelliarmus.
That's a witch spell.
Fine. I curse you.
You know what? This is stupid. Tell you what, if you sign this contract here, I'll let you take Rapunzel.
Oh, this seems legit.
Mwahaha, and I disappear in a cloud of brimstone.
Well, come along, Rapunzel.
Where are we going?
I've got a tower for you. Run along, dear.
But Mom, I don't want to go with the evil Enchantress.
Yeah, and I didn't want to raise a spoiled brat, but sometimes you don't get what you want, unless you make a deal with the devil and some other weird people. See ya.
So the enchantress took Rapunzel and locked her in a high tower without stairs or a door, which seems a lot more reasonable these days. As for the girl and her prince...
I'm back from my golfing trip. What did I miss?
The forces of darkness battle it out for our daughter's soul.
Cool. You wanna go to Hawaii?
Rock on.
And they lived happily ever after.
Our story is not even remotely finished.
No, wait, it is finished, but it's also not yet begun.
That's right.
So let's get back to that girl, Rapunzel's mother.
You might be familiar with her mother.
Gretel, what are you doing out?
Nothing.
You seem moody lately, as if something were bothering you.
Our next story, Hansel and Gretel, or the original horror movie.
I'm haunted, Hansel.
Yeah, I'm too haunted. Perhaps we ought to go in the woods where it's dark and scary.
Normally, this would be the part of the show where we ask for audience participation. Obviously, that's going to be a bit of a challenge, so we are picking 2 lucky audience members to stand in for all of you people.
Wait, how did you turn my camera on?
Yeah, me too.
Never mind that. Have you been enjoying the show?
Sure. I have some constructive criticism about the first scene.
Shush, we don't care. Now, audience out there, these 2 people represent you. They are all your hopes and dreams wrapped together in a Cheeto-loving snack puddle.
So what are we supposed to do?
Just watch the show like you'd watch a horror movie.
Got it.
Got it.
All right, let's get on with the story.
Hansel, I'm worried.
Why?
I overheard a wicked stepmother saying she was going to test into the woods and leave us to be eaten by wolves.
Yeah, she does that.
I say that we go into the woods ourselves.
Uh-oh, don't go in there.
Okay, let's go.
Here we are in dark and scary woods alone.
Not good.
This is so not good.
Something's not right.
You're just a chicken.
I feel so strange, Hansel. What is that?
Looks like a house.
It's made of candy.
This isn't suspicious at all.
Do you want to try the door?
Do you think I should? Don't do it. Don't go in there. Do you think I should? If only I had some kind of clue about what to do.
Don't go in there!
Let's go in there.
It's dark in here.
Oh, man.
Is that your hand?
Is that your hand?
She's behind you! Look behind you!
Turn around! Look behind you! There's a witch behind you!
She's right there! She's right there!
Are you eating my house?
Ah!
We told you, but you didn't listen!
Why didn't you listen to us? We said, don't go there! And you went in! You went in! Why?
Do we need to stop?
No, we're good.
Were you eating the house, Hansel?
Maybe I was hungry. It was made out of candy. You should try the floorboards. This is very tasty.
I am so disappointed in today's young people. You think you can build a house out of candy and no one's going to disturb it. But no, you two little brats had to come along and start munching on the walls. In my day, we had houses made of candy and the kids knew enough to leave them alone. I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, dang it. I knew it. Get out of the house.
What kind of lesson?
She's gonna eat you! Why are you trusting her? Run!
But first, why don't you want more candy?
No! She's just fattening you up. That's all she's doing. That's all she is doing.
So Hansel and Gretel stayed with the witch and ate and ate and ate.
Look at her name. It says witch. Why are you trusting her? Ugh. Why does my cologne smell like gravy?
Look, she gave me this apple to put in my mouth. Wasn't that so nice?
Oh, come on.
I need some help cleaning out my oven.
Oh, heck no. No, don't do that.
Well, I can help with that.
No.
No, you idiot. Don't go in there. I don't even
I
know
don't
why
even know what I have to tell you.
tell you. Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Come along, Hansel.
It's Hansel.
All right, Hansel.
Oh, you can't watch.
Oh, hey, I dropped a quarter. Can we pick it up?
A quarter?
Is this witch?
Ah! Yes! Wow!
Yes! Yes! You did it!
Wait a minute. She ain't dead. This is where they get you. Don't let your guard down.
Yes, it is all happy now.
No, it isn't. She's coming back. Her camera is still on. Her camera is still on.
How about we eat the rest of the house?
Good idea.
No, I see her.
I see her. She's right there. She's
behind you again, you idiot.
You idiots.
Oh! I'm melting! Oh wait, I'm burning!
So they made it, but the horror wasn't over because Hansel had found a bag of fairy dust.
Greta, do you want to try the fairy dust?
No, Hansel, it's a bag of dust. It doesn't let you fly, Hansel.
Here, let me show you.
And he jumped off a cliff.
What?
Fine. Maybe.
It's up to you, audience. If you clap hard enough, Hansel will live. Come on, people out there.
Clap for me, people. Let me live.
Come on, don't you believe a boy can fly? Come on.
Come on out there, please. Ah. Wow. Oh, my back. Oh.
You didn't clap out enough. He died. You know, I've done this show a lot. And every time, the audience clapped hard enough to let Hansel live. Every time. I just don't know what to say. I think it really comes down to this guy, Mr. Colette. Yeah, I see you, Colette. You didn't clap hard enough. Your heart wasn't really into it. How do you face your children so? How do you face your students? Don't talk to me.
Oh no, fairy dust has claimed another young life.
He's in a better place now, Gretel, where his stupidity can't hurt him.
Canada?
Sure.
Anyway, after Hansel's untimely death, thank you very much, Mr. Colette. Gretel married a wandering woodcutter, and they had a daughter who would grow up to be a part of supernatural entities and imprison her daughter in a tower.
But
there's always a but.
One question remains.
Where did the witch come from?
Ooh, I know. Once upon a time, there was a dwarf.
I prefer little person.
In fact, there are two dwarfs.
I prefer dwarf.
And these dwarves worked the mines all day and sang their little songs, and then, one day, they came home to find...
What the heck is that thing?
She's absolutely huge. Get away from me. She's definitely gonna eat me up.
You see, back in those days, most people were cannibals. That probably explains the witch from before. And the first dwarf, who we will name Sloppy, wasn't afraid.
Gar, I like ladies. So, lady, I couldn't help noticing that you're in my house.
Whoa, this is a children's story.
So, I'm gonna chop you up and eat you.
Time out. Put away the hot sauce.
What? I'm just going with what my character wants.
You don't get to eat Snow White. You're not the villain of the story.
No, look. I've been doing some character work. Sloppy has had a hard life. He's been discriminated against for being a dwarf. He works in the mines all days. He's got like the black lung, you know? And he hates the world. He just hates it.
He does not.
And he wants revenge against the humans who have wronged him. So when this giant lady comes into his home and sleeps in his bed, dinner time.
No, we are going to tell the story as written. Snow White goes to the house for the 7 dwarfs, then gets poisoned by an apple, and a prince shows up, falls in love with her because she's unconscious and can't talk back.
You know, maybe this fairy tale's a little antiquated.
This is a classic. What girl wouldn't want to be a housemaid for 7 freaky little dudes and then have no choice on who she's going to marry?
Sometimes the classics are, how do you say, bad?
Can I go back to being Sleeping Beauty now?
She's alive! Get her!
I thought you were supposed to be Snow White.
Can anyone really tell the difference?
Anyway, what I'm saying is that these stories need some spicing up here and there. A new angle, a new way of putting them together.
Fine.
What did you say, narrator 5? We can't hear you, narrator 5.
Wait, I didn't.
Alright, you're gonna be Dwarf 1, alright? Graham, you're still Dwarf 2. I'm the new narrator.
Am I still Snow White?
You're whatever you want to be, honey. Call me. So, once upon a time, there was a house filled with dwarves. And these dwarves worked in the mines beneath the surface of the earth and swore revenge at the Upworlders.
Curse you, Upworlders!
And one day, they came home to find a beautiful girl sleeping in their bed.
Hey, look, a giant hottie!
She's huge! She's gonna eat me! Rah!
Hold on. Dwarf number 2. I'm tired of running. I'm tired of being a supporting character. This is my time. You see, I'm quite brilliant, and I know for a fact that the giant hottie's fallen under a curse that makes her sleep for hundreds of years.
I thought that was the Sleeping Beauty story?
From my perspective, they all look the same. And the only way for the giant hottie to wake up is from a kiss from her true love. Me.
So you're gonna kiss her without active consent?
What are you doing?
Just preparing my police report.
Fine. Hey, giant hottie! Is it cool if I kiss you and wake you up from your coma? Sure, Dwarf. That would be lovely.
That was you!
Well, how am I supposed to?
How about you just do an air hug from a 6-foot distance?
Fine.
Ah!
It was love at first sight.
You're not what I expected.
I'm better, baby. I'm the mighty Dwarf Slappy, and I have rescued you from the evil curse that was forcing you to sleep for hundreds of years.
I was tired. I wasn't under a curse.
This is where you break into song.
I don't know the words.
That's okay. I wrote them down for you.
This says, I cook dinner and clean the house and leave the thinking to my husband.
It's a perfect marriage.
This is disgusting. I'm a modern woman.
Well, you're not gonna live happily ever after then.
I'm gonna tell the story my own way.
Are y'all gonna need me anytime soon?
Yes, we're starting over right now. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl. You're gonna be Snow White this time.
About dang time! Yes! Oh my god, I have been just waiting for my chance, but I will rock this. Oh yeah, it's my time, baby. It's all coming together just like I dreamed. You can do this, Graham. It's time for this diamond to shine. Showtime.
All right, then.
She was the most beautiful girl in the entire kingdom.
You know it.
But her stepmother was jealous.
Snow White?
Stepmother.
Is that a zit I see on your face?
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
You might need to tweeze your eyebrows. They're looking puffy.
No, they're totally fierce.
Moving on. And the wicked stepmother went to her room and gazed into her magic mirror.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Well, it's certainly not you.
Meanwhile, Snow White was only becoming more fierce.
Work it.
And just then, it It was her stepmother.
I'm afraid it's over for you, Snow White, for I have lots of money and I have been through lots of plastic surgery in Hollywood. I have tucked and sucked and vacuumed and sanded every inch of my body with a diamond laser, and I have had most of my tattoos lasered off. Now I'm more beautiful than you will ever be.
Unlikely. Begin.
Yes, Queen, slay.
Enough. Snow White is still the fiercest.
Yes!
Dang it. Well, how about an apple as like a peace offering?
How about I take you out with my martial arts skills?
Oh, it's on.
Not to interrupt, but I was just in the neighborhood looking for a girl in a coma to make out with, and whoa, chick fight.
And it was a glorious battle.
Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus yourself.
Go Snow White.
A titanic struggle of good and evil, purity versus corruption, until finally,
I shall turn myself into a black dragon. Ha 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 ha.
No, that was in the Sleeping Beauty movie.
I thought we were doing Sleeping Beauty.
No, this is Snow White.
Eat this, witch.
Ah! I'm melting. Actually, I'm bleeding. Ah!
That was so hot.
Like someone else I know, Prince.
You're very forward.
I'm a modern woman. Come on, let's get married.
And they all lived happily ever after, and avoided traditional gender roles and the 7 little doors for them, cooked for them, cleaned the house, and did all that other junk that Snow White was supposed to do in the story.
Well, that was enlightened.
Thank you.
But the witch was not dead.
It was just a flesh wound.
Stop it. We are doing this without any Monty Python references.
'Tis but a scratch.
I said stop it!
Anyway, the witch felt bad and built a house made of candy and decided to eat children instead.
There aren't many career options for me. Okay?
For the true secret origin, here is a dwarf number 2.
Which brings us to darkest, most disturbing fairy tale ever told. Faithful Johannes.
Never heard of it.
And there's a reason for that. Welcome to Faithful Johannes, the original psychological thriller. Once upon a time, there was a noble servant, Faithful Johannes, who served his king faithfully, as you might glean from his name.
Hey everybody, check out my servant, Faithful Johannes.
You're too kind, Your Majesty.
He's the best. All your other servants are garbage. Faithful Johannes would do anything for me. Eat a bug, do it.
Of course, Sire.
See, he loves it. All your other servants are losers. Nobody like Faithful Johannes here. Slap yourself in the face for me. Amazing.
Johannes loved his life.
This is great. Nothing like eating bugs and slapping myself in the face for my king.
But one night he was visited by a talking raven.
Hey, psst, yo, Johannes.
Who's that?
Come here, I got something to tell you.
Are you a talking raven?
Yeah, shut up. I got news for you.
What is it?
There's about to be 3 attempts on King's life. You want to stop it? You listen to me.
Oh.
But you breathe a word of this. You tell anybody you heard it from me, I'll turn you to stone. Don't tell nobody nothing.
Oh, okay.
First up, there's a magic horse, and the king's gonna think he's pretty sweet. But if he gets on that horse, the horse is gonna fly into the air, and the king's gonna fall from about 2,000 feet. Whee! Splat. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take this water bottle and throw it at the horse.
But I'm not a fairy tale. I mean, I didn't even know we had water bottles.
You do now. You understand me? You get that horse, or the king is dead meat. No one's watching you.
The next day,
Well, my faithful Johannes, let's go for a lovely stroll. Something the matter?
No, not at all. I'm fine.
Hey, look at that.
Hi there! I'm Plinky Pie, your magical friend! Oh! I'm dying! It hurts so bad! It hurts so bad! Tell my friends I love them!
What the heck?
I didn't like the look of that horse, sire.
That was an adorable horse. Why would you do that?
Stress at home. Sorry.
Man, you got problems.
later that night,
Johan, come here.
No. Stay away from me. I can't do this.
Attempt number 2 is for tomorrow. The king's wedding rehearsal.
I don't want to hear it.
The king's wedding shirt is cursed. If he puts it on, he'll burn to death.
I don't believe you. That horse was innocent. And I killed him. I killed him.
All you need to do is stop the king from taking the shirt and tear it up in front of him. But remember, you don't say nothing to nobody or I'll turn to stone.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
Haha, you don't. Caw!
Welcome, friends. It's so nice to see all of you mostly recovered from the plague. And I'm here to tell you, I love this big guy. Come here, you big galoo. This is a day of celebration, because I love you, Honey Bear.
Oh, I love you more, Honey Bear.
Even our nicknames are cute. This is the happiest day of my life. And as a little present, I made you something. I sewed this myself, and I made it for you.
Oh, it's...
I hate this shirt. I hate it.
What the heck?
It's not your color, sire. It's an affront against fashion.
Oh, Honey Bear.
I'm never gonna try again.
that night,
I don't want to hear from any talking birds again tonight. No. Get out.
Yo, Johannes, you did good.
Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
Who cares? Anyways, tomorrow the queen is gonna die.
Stop it.
She's gonna be poisoned, and the only way to stop it is for you to suck 3 drops of blood out of the queen's neck.
Gross. I'm not a vampire.
Fine, don't do it. She'll die. No to me. Remember, nobody nothing.
I'm not doing it. You can't make me.
Okay, I had a rough night remembering that t-shirt, but I'm feeling a little better. But today's not about the terrible trauma of yesterday. It's about putting a happy face on and
Oh no. Are you all right, honey bear? Say something. Is there a doctor in the house? Can anyone save the queen's life? Anyone at all? Oh no, this is terrible. Someone do something. If only someone could save her. Whoa, what the heck?
Thanks, I feel better.
Dude, Johannes, explain yourself now. That is it. You are sentenced to death for being a jerk. Where's my guillotine?
Wait, I always served you faithfully, sire, but there was a talking raven who was threatening me and telling me and...
And just then, Johannes turned into a statue, because when the magic raven tells you stuff, you better listen.
Well, that was mildly traumatic, but not super traumatic.
10 years passed, and every day the king would stare at the statue of faithful Johannes and sigh.
If only there was some way to bring you back. No one eats bugs or slaps themselves in the face from anymore.
And just then, a ghostly voice emanated from the statue.
Oh, there is one way to bring me back.
What is it? I'll do anything.
Take what you love most in the world.
That would be my 2 boys. Daddy loves you. You're the best, Papa. I love you.
Banish them to a far-off land, never to be seen again.
Done.
Thank you. I feel so much better.
You're alive! Air hug!
The king and Johannes live happily ever after. The end.
What did I just watch?
That's a fairy tale right there.
He banishes his children to save his servant?
Yeah, a good servant is really hard to find. You can always make more kids. Okay, fine. Johannes brings back the kids later because he has superpowers. And then one of those kids runs away from home and becomes a dwarf and lives in the mines.
Wow, that is messed up.
Yeah, well, I think we're running out of time.
But we didn't get to the Frog Prince, or the Little Red Riding Hood, or the Devil's Grandmother.
We've done the important ones, though.
What? Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Alright, one last one. Once upon a time.
Thank you. Oh, I am orphaned. Oh, I am sad.
Can we pause here for a second?
Oh, how sad I am.
Just hold on.
What now, Ollie?
A lot of people are having trouble with their internet service.
Oh, the internet service is bad.
Apparently, no one paid their bill or something.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
So no one can get back on the performance.
What?
Well, I guess we can skip it then.
We are not skipping it.
How many actors do we have left?
Me?
Now you listen to me, you little reject from Nickelodeon. This is my chance to be a star. Got it? There are important people watching. Probably. And I'm getting an HBO series out of this. Got it?
Well,
Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, how sad. Life. So sad.
One thing, I don't have the right costumes or props or...
Make it work, Ollie. Okay, so her mother died and her father remarried.
Mother? Where are you, Mother? Are you dead?
And the one he married was beautiful of face, but cold of heart.
Oh, this new mother of mine is such a witch.
She's actually not a witch.
I shall spread these cinders upon myself to keep me warm. Ah, they're hot. Ow!
So they called her Cinderella. Now, Cinderella's stepmother had 2 daughters, both equally beautiful.
I'm sorry, you're wrong. I'm the pretty one. They're quite hideous.
Says here they're beautiful too.
I think I know my story, thank you. Oh, they are so mean to me. I shall not cry like I do every night.
Just then, her two wicked stepsisters entered.
Oh, look what the cat dragged in. Does it smell in here, or is it just her? Oh, that was a good one, Giselle. I thought you'd like it. Oh, Cinderella. I need to get ready for the ball.
What ball?
The ball being thrown by Prince Charming.
May I attend the ball?
No. You're going to make us pretty. Make me prettier than her. I need Charming. Not him now.
I suppose I'm gonna need a lot of makeup.
Cinderella dressed both sisters for the ball.
Life's so unfair. Why must I live this way, Mama? Why?
But just then, her wicked stepmother entered.
Why, Cinderella? What seems to be the trouble?
I can't go to the ball. I'm so sad.
Oh, there, I guess.
Thank you.
Just then, one of Cinderella's stepsisters, Giselle, entered through the door.
Mother, aren't you coming? In a moment, dear, run along. Thank you, I will.
And just then, from the other side of the room, Cinderella's other wicked stepsister entered.
I really need to be going. You do that, witch. What did you just call me? You heard what I said, witch. Oh no, you didn't. Girls, please, you're both pretty. You're both going to the ball. You need to both exit right now without saying anything else.
And so, they left.
Thank you. Now, Cinderella, I am a fair, wicked stepmother. So, I am going to empty an entire dish of lentils into the fireplace. And when you pick them all out, you may go to the ball with us.
And with that, she dumped a dish of lentils into the fireplace like she said she was going to do.
Oh, the humanity. Oh, gods. Why must I always be punished?
I mean, it's just a couple of lentils. That doesn't seem all that hard to do.
I will never go. Never. I am cursed. But what's that? What could it be? My fairy?
It was a swarm of birds.
Wait, quick question before I do this. Do I have to play each individual bird, or can I collectively be like all of the birds?
I guess you can be a collective group of birds.
You have no idea how much that means to me. Tweet, 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 tweet.
Oh, look, birds. They're so beautiful. Come, my little feathered friends. Come and peck these lentils out of the fireplace.
Peck, 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 peck.
I am truly blessed. Thank you, birds. Fly, fly to freedom.
We're off to the ball.
Look at stepmother. I have removed all idols.
Really? Well, ain't that a kick in the pants?
So I will be accompanying you to the ball.
Frankly, I don't think that you're good enough for the ball. Besides, you've got nothing to wear. Too bad. Have to be going. Haha. A loser.
How can life be so cruel? Why? What's that? My fairy?
It was another swarm of birds carrying a dress.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
What a lovely dress. Thank you, swarm of birds.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
So, who's gonna do my hair? What a surprise! A fairy godmother! Isn't this where she sort of does her magic thing?
No.
What?
We're going by the original. There's no fairy godmother, just a lot of birds.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
Well, I can't do this without a fairy godmother. Who's going to turn the pumpkin into a coat?
No, you walk there.
What? It's This is ridiculous. I am Cinderella. I have a fairy godmother and a coachman out of pumpkins and a bunch of mice turned into coachmen. Oh, so there's no mice either, is there? Next thing you know, there won't even be a glass slipper. There's no glass slipper? Well, then I don't even know how this story goes. Maybe I just get beheaded at the end. I just get beheaded at the end?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read to the end yet.
I quit. Leave meeting. Leave meeting.
Well, guess somebody's not living happily ever after, is she? Alright then, let's continue with our story.
We can't continue. There's no Cinderella.
Sure there is. Put on the dress, Ollie. Okay, so Cinderella had her dress and she felt very pretty.
I feel very pretty. Thank you, birds. Tweet, 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 tweet. Now I shall walk to the ball.
And just then, Cinderella's wicked stepmother and two wicked stepsisters arrived.
Cinderella! What are you doing here? We hate you. I'm going to the ball because I have a dress and the birds brought it to me.
And it was a wonderful ball. It was a huge ball, and everyone started dancing. Unfortunately, the wicked stepmother only knew the cha-cha. One stepsister was doing the waltz, and the other one was twerking. Do it. Fine.
Dun dun dun, His Royal Highness, the Prince. Hello there, we're having a nice time, are we? Blimey, who's that? She's gorgeous. Oh, my name's not important. Righto, come here, love. Oh, Prince, you're embarrassing me. What's your name, love? I have to leave. It would spoil everything. If
Just tell him your name. Sheesh.
No, I could have loved you, especially since you were attractive.
Isn't she supposed to drop a slipper or something?
Cinderella loses a slipper on her third trip to the ball with Prince. He keeps throwing more balls, and she keeps freaking out, until finally the prince smears pitch on the steps of the palace. And then her shoe sticks. Her golden shoe, by the way.
Golden shoe?
And he comes looking for the foot that fits the golden shoe.
Huh. It does sound more comfortable than glass.
Can we skip to that part, please? I'm going to die.
Maybe you should put a little effort into this.
Why don't you play your own part?
You're doing fine, sweetie. I'll just watch.
Fine. A little this, a little that. The prince stops by with his shoe, looking for a girl who fits it.
Hello there. Any of you darlings lost a shoe? Oh, I did. Let me see that. Hold on 1 minute. Do you mind if I try this on in the bathroom? I'm shy. Take all the time you like, love. Excellent.
And of course, her foot was too big, so she chopped her big toe.
Ah! Oh, God. It fits fine. I love you. Bangers and mash. Let's go get married then. Open me carriage. It's nice. What's all this then? There's blood everywhere. I popped a zit on my foot. You chopped off your toe, you did. Get out my carriage, you.
So the wicked stepsister went back home, and the prince returned to find Cinderella's other wicked stepsister.
May I try this on in the bathroom, please? So no one can watch what I'm doing. Of course, I'm not all that bright.
And once she was in the bathroom, the shoe didn't fit either. So she did the only sensible thing and chopped off her heel.
Ah, sweet, beautiful bunnies. All right in there? I'm fine. It fits. See? All right then, let's get married. Jump in my carriage.
But as they were riding,
Blimey, is that blood on your foot? I cut myself shaving. I have hairy feet, like a hobbit. You cut off your heel. I did it for you.
and so the prince returned to the house for the third time.
Hello there. I realize several of the ladies in this here house have chopped off body parts to fit in this here shoe, but I was just wondering if anyone else fit in it. You see, I'm not very smart, but I make up for it by being persistent. It makes me ideal to run the government.
I will try the shoe.
Thank goodness.
It
is you.
It is I.
And they lived happily ever after. As for the wicked stepsisters, Sister and birds pecked at them every now and then, just for fun.
Peck, peck, peck.
However,
I don't think so.
oh, and the wicked stepsisters ran off into the woods where they raised a sweet wolf cub to become a grandma-eating psychopath, but...
That was just the beginning.
Exactly.
Hey, I thought your self-service was turned off.
Oh, we were all okay. We just wanted to see if he could do it.
Hey, that's not very nice.
So what? What can you do? Well, we're out of time.
So, to recap.
Once upon a time, there was an orphan girl who married a prince whose evil stepsisters were blinded by some angry birds.
Who ran into the woods and found a wolf cub and raised it to kill.
Which it did, and dressed in ladies' clothing, but then was killed by a wandering woodcutter.
And the girl grew up and married a king, but was poisoned and almost died.
But her son was killed and then resurrected, and then turned into a dwarf
who saved another princess, who beat her evil stepmother in a martial arts duel which forced her to
into the woods and make a house of Kitty,
where she was killed by another orphan girl and her brother.
Who grew up to have a daughter who made a deal with a trio of supernatural beings.
whose daughter grew giant hair after she was put into a tower by another witch.
Enchantress.
And everybody lived happily ever after.
The end.
Wait, hold up. That was my line?
Yes, you've been forgetting it for
I'm
the
sorry.
last 3 times.
I didn't.
Oh, hey! Hey, look at that! Hey, wow! It almost looks like some credits, yeah. Some credits playing on the screen. A lot of credits, words, people. It almost looks like Graham spent half his night doing this. I went to bed at like 1 in the morning. Weird. Very neat. You guys want to hear a joke? did the chicken when I went across the road. Because I forgot the joke. I don't know. I had a peanut butter sandwich for lunch. That was pretty good. Potato bread. Some good bread. Hey, wow, look, you made it through 2 minutes. That's good. 2 whole minutes of this. Me doing this. Yeah, I'm probably gonna like regret this deeply. But it's fine. It's not like anything. It's not like I'm gonna regret this when I wake up tomorrow. I'll be like, oh my god, I didn't send that recording, did I? I didn't send that. And I'll be like, oh no, I did. Oh well. It's too late now.